sure everything's working. Looks like everything's working. Okay. All right. So I'm in game one for you guys' VOD review. This is for collective versus. I actually don't know who y'all played. Who did y'all scrim? I don't know. Pull it up. What does it say? Umbrella. Okay, so draft one. We're going to draft. I'll briefly discuss draft just because we did talk about it, or I did already talk about it in the Google Doc that I posted for y'all. I don't love the draft. Personally, I don't like the Kaisa this early in the draft. I think you can pick Kaisa early, but I think she's more of like a tier 3 or 4 ADC. I don't think she wants to be picked early, especially in the first draft. I think, you get 3 drafts in. I think it's okay. Maybe 4 drafts in. You can probably get away with it. But this early with a bunch of ADCs, you have a bunch of answers up to her, like available. You guys did ban Senna, which is good. Because I think that's a really easy answer into her right now. But I think anything with range, so Caitlyn is just going to bully your Jinx. She'll outscale Caitlyn eventually. The biggest issue you guys have with this draft and picking the Kaisa is it really commits to a dive composition. Like, you're either building a poke, like AP poke, which you have to draft accordingly. But by picking Orianna and Zen, I don't think you can have the luxury of really going AP poke Kaisa. And she still wants to dive in when she gets low, and they have a composition that does extremely well versus dive. And it's because just by picking the Kaisa early, it makes it really obvious what you're picking. Orianna Zen combos is a fine combo. I think there are far better ones that were available. I think Nocturne is just objectively the best pick with Orianna. And should have been the one that was actually chosen here, especially with you already committing so much to a dive comp. Now, Nocturne and Orianna, because of how they play, while they are dive, they have so much setup and things like that that they can kind of negate it a little bit and get away with it. They can team fight in a way because that's so much setup. And you can peel back, although the Nocturne can one-shot somebody. He can one-shot the Taric, or one-shot somebody before the Taric ult comes down, and so it does counter some of that they got away with here. But because you went Zen Ori, they just don't. You don't have the damage and the setup to be able to do that combo really effectively. Nautilus is kind of forced here just because you need something with Kaisa. Rel would have been another good option. I don't know what else you play. I'm kind of naming champions, so as I familiarize myself with y'all's pool, I can probably give more input there. Aatrox is I don't love it into Mbessa. I think Aatrox is an okay blind. I think he's on the weaker side. That's why he's getting buffed next patch. He might be pretty strong next patch. But he is still a decent blind pick champion because he is pretty safe and stuff. I don't know how he does into Mbessa. I don't feel like that is a particularly oh man, I want this matchup. I would rather something that just hard counters the Mbessa. There's a lot of bruisers that just absolutely bully her because she is a scaling champion at this point. She doesn't lane super well. Her laning phase is bad. And so things that have strong laning phases or can take advantage of how she kind of moves around are really good. So Irelia, Yorick, Shen, all are ones that do really, really well just off the top of my head. I'm not sure what your top lane pool is. I think I said for this draft, I think Gragas would have been a really, really good pick. Not because it's okay. So Gragas is a lane nullifier, so you usually, if you have counterpick, you don't really care to actually pick Gragas. You'd rather pick something else because that's one of the matchups that Mbessa probably likes a little bit more. But the Gragas screws up their composition. Their composition is very stay front to back. If they get on top of us, Azir pushes them back. If they get on top of us, Taric ults. If they get on top of us, Wukong ults. They have a lot of spacing capabilities, but it's reliant on people being in certain positions to be able to use those abilities properly. If you threw a Gragas in here, it's the one thing that I think would have saved your guys' composition from how they built it, because I think their composition is naturally strong versus yours. Now, can you win theoretically? Sure, but you shouldn't. They if they play just the fights out properly, you guys should lose just based off draft, because they picked something that countered a dive composition. So yeah, I think Gragas would have been a Smurf pick here, but not for laning. Laning you would have made your laning phase actually probably harder, but for composition, it would have helped make it so they're not countering you as hard. We'll skim through this. That's crazy they didn't get a deep ward. So I am going to go through these pretty quickly. I'm not going to try and focus as much on the laning phase. I'm going to focus on the mid game and map movements. I may talk about some little things here and there, but that's what it is. That's good. I'm fine with the level, like taking a trade like that. That's great. Doing the... Oh, that's really good. Ooh. You had a kill there. What happened? We cancel an auto? We didn't auto. Ouch. That's rough. That's good. We got to trade. You got to know that the Wukong is probably bot side. I think playing this far up. Sorry, I'm gonna skip back to the Orianna. After you just burned flash. So this play happens. I'm gonna lock you in on you for a second. Okay, you know what? We didn't get the auto in. It is what it is. But with your this health, he knows that if he gets hit by a Q, he's dead here. So he's trying to stay just long enough to keep you there. I don't think he needed a flash, but whatever. So I do think you overstayed a little bit. You just, once you mess that play up, you back and you TP. That's why you have TP. So TP is a tempo rune, or not rune, tempo summoner. And that if you screw up, it allows you to essentially negate it once during the early game. And so that should have been used there. Not the end of the world, but let's get off you. That's good. You got a killer. That's good. Jay, you gotta be careful here. Yeah, so I mean, we're making good trades so far. I think your laning phase has been not bad so far, especially bot lane, considering I think they hard counter your composition, or your champions. Your guys' laning phase has been excellent. You don't have the tempo to do this. This is an absolutely illegal Drake to start. You guys, this is horrible. This is really, really bad. So this guy's on the map. He's low health, but he's on the map. Wukong's not there, so that's fine. The problem is you just had two people reset in the two most important lanes in securing a dragon. You cannot do this Drake, especially with this guy having just spawned. You should know that he should be right around here at this point. Like, I get that they're chunked and stuff, but if they just reacted to 45. So this is a really, really bad... This is not allowed to be taken. And they see you. Yeah, they just collapse. Even though their healths are so much different, you just die for free. Because you can't take Drake if you don't have advantages on the map. And you had Orianna without TP and Nautilus back. That instantly makes it so that Drake is not allowed to be taken unless there are 4 people dead or the entire team just showed in top lane. That's the only situation where that is allowed. So objectives can only be taken if your team is on the map with you, or the enemy team is dead. That's good. Hey, that's really good. So, solid makeup play. That's good overall. Not bad. I'm not sure why you're playing so aggressively here. You don't need to play aggressive in this situation. So the wave is naturally pushing into you. I understand that you want to trade, but you have to understand how Azir plays, right? He has the stream of shuffle that he can do on you, which he does right here. But your team also isn't, again, on the map. So when you make a play, you should be making a play or being aggressive. Those things should be done when your team is on the map, able to respond, or the enemy team is off the map. You don't know. You have no tracking on Taric. You have no tracking on Wukong. Wave is pushing into you. He has the Sharina Shuffle capability, and you're playing in his wave. So I get that you're trying to trade there, but just positioning like that is not really allowed with how Wukong plays. Like you like the problem is you die there and no one's on the map to be able to try and get someone. Like they aren't on a position right now. If bot lane is there and you died, they could say, "Hey, guys, Kate, Targ is here. Go on Kate or zone off Kate. You can punish Kate here." But because Kai'Sa is not on the map, there's no punishable things here. So if you're making plays like that, make sure your team is in position to be able to. Okay, so here, I think this is misplayed by you. I'll tell you in a second. This should be a kill. So, yeah. So just being on the map, positioning aggressively only when your team is on. Okay, so here's what you should do. You just flash auto her. If she flashes, then you Q. So this should be 100% just a kill. So you flash auto the Caitlyn. When she flashes, you Q her. By throwing the Q out, it makes it so that she can flash away from the Q and not die. But if you flash on top of her, it forces her to flash in. You either get a free Q or she doesn't flash in time. You get an auto, then she flashes and she's dead anyways there. So I think if you wanted to kill here, the correct combo should be flash right now, you Q her. I'm sorry, you flash right there, you auto her, and then when she flashes away, you Q. Yeah, see, that's just such a. I feel like that's such a rough matchup for you. Although I do have to say, so like, going back there, hello, there we go. Like she's trading onto you. When she uses all of her stuff, you can. She just used all of her abilities. You could just try and ult and fight her. I don't think I would, but. You could, like, once she uses her abilities, just be like, alright, I'm trading. That's fine. That felt really scuffed. Why are we diving? The play's over. You made the play ahead of the. You made it ahead. That's great. Wave's not big enough. This is fine too. Honestly, this is fine. But no Azir is gonna be on the way. Like you hit by that too. That sucks. The turns just ramp up so fast that if you're gonna do this, you have to do it properly. Andy's flash. Like, why even flash there? You're dead no matter what. Azir, you should know the Azir is rotating over. Yeah, so I just think you guys are going too aggro there. There's no reason to be that aggressive. Once you get the first kill, great. If they rotate over, like you just don't need to force it that hard. That's not really the time you want to do that. You're under turret too far. You want to do it when she's extended in the lane. I know you do it to survive there though. That's really good. That was a really good rotation play. I like that a lot. She sees you, but you need to let Aatrox be in a position to actually follow up before you do this. You running in right here, Aatrox isn't in a position to actually do anything. Even if you do get on her, kill her, like obviously she knew you were there, so I don't think she dies anyways. But you need the Aatrox to be in a position to hit ability. So it should start with Aatrox landing a Q before you go in. Seems a little wasteful considering it's a 2 and 4 Taric. Also, not knowing where people are on the map is kind of the same thing. It's hard to be aggressive when you don't know where the enemy team is on the map. Why are you going in here? Actually, like, do you see this freeze that you guys have? This is a crazy freeze. There's no reason to even go in on the target. And your Kai'Sa's low anyways. Like, this is such an opportunity to push your lead. No reason you have to commit to this, especially without knowing where Wukong is. But you just freeze this wave. You just perma freeze this wave. Have Xin Zhao come and hover you. I guess actually both die for it. You almost lost that. You hold flasher? Whoa, did you see that? Okay. You are not allowed to be here. Once you see him jump over like this, you see this. You see him jump over. You can see him. You have total vision of him. And you run. That's super illegal. You also have to know that flasher's coming. You should be flashing away. You're already at the burn flash anyways. Good ignite. But yeah, you shouldn't have to burn anything there. You should have just backed off on the wave. Your Nautilus isn't there in a lane to help you. You're zoned currently. You have to give it. This isn't understanding your damage profile. I don't mind this engage if you have damage sources anywhere close, but a Xin Zhao and a Nautilus are not going to provide enough damage considering Kai'Sa cannot follow up. If Kai'Sa has ultimate here, I think this is okay, but you just can't. You just don't have the damage. They kind of troll at the end, so they actually trade it, but. Yeah, so I don't love that. That's good. Did you get first turret? Nice. That's big. You just saw 3 of them. Why are we walking in here? By yourself with your Xin Zhao not closed. Like, so you have to walk in as a group to clear vision, especially when you see them as a group clearing vision. You can't walk in by yourself directly after you saw him fight 2 or 3 of them. So that was a little troll. Oh, a little troll. You can't fight it, you just give. Yeah, good. I get you killing vision. This is good. I mean, I guess I'm okay with fishing. This is good stealing the red. You have to get out. You see them all rotating around. I don't love this fight for you guys. You're playing in chokes versus a team that outranges you. You can't... Yeah, I don't think you guys are allowed to play this. You're playing... It's really, really difficult to play any type of choke point. So playing in this area, playing in this area, playing in this area, playing in this area. The only way you can control it if you're shorter range is if you control the vision. If you don't control the vision, you literally are not allowed to walk in. Like knowing they like having denied vision already. You can't be fighting over vision because you lose due to the range disadvantage, and you're playing in choke points, which allows for them to have easier setups. So you just can't fight. Like you can't take that trade. You have to already have control of this before the fight happens. Drake is spawning. So this is the most important bush. Make sure you always have control of this bush when I don't like that you split up here. I don't like this. This puts Nautilus. I would guess Nautilus gets chucked here. The most important thing to control is this banana bush. This is also important. This is far more important. You guys are too split. I mean, they're pretty split right now too. So where's the third one or fourth one? Am I missing somebody? Oh, Kate. She's mid. Oh, well, I mean, you guys could look for a fight, too. Sorry, I didn't realize Kate was mid. I wasn't even paying attention. I thought Kate was with them. Yeah, you just gotta... It's okay. It depends on how you guys play this fight. It sucks that you kind of lose that vision control there. Man, I don't know if I like starting it. Maybe you guys are able to. Oh, this... That was a little ambitious to ult. What's his face? Yeah, I think he loses. Oh, you don't walk back. Oh, he's crazy? My bad. I'm sorry. I dadded. Ooh, streamer shuffle. Good ult. Gets out. That was a great ult. That's good. That's really good. Yeah, you just die, unfortunately. There's not a lot you can do there. You have to back out. And I don't know if you even could have. I think you were just dead, but your team is trading on the map. So this is really good. So this is what I mean. So like when being aggressive, when like putting yourself in a position like you did a little bit, I don't think that was like a crazy difficult position you put yourself in. It was just they went for it, that burnt flashes, like whatever. But your team is actually in a position to trade on the map. So it's okay to play aggressive if your team, like, it is more okay to play it aggressive when you're not 100% sure where people are, if your team is in a position to take advantage of it on the map. Now, it's not always the smartest thing. Like, you don't need to do it, but this is the best time to do it. Although someone should be reacting to the Zero getting a free push. Like, yeah, I think you guys just stayed too long. The Aatrox has to reset earlier. Oh, you guys just get caught. You guys should know that their reset, like, you guys need to have a better understanding of timers. They're respawning here. You aren't allowed to get this wave. Like, this is great. This part, fantastic. You have to leave. Like, they have gates up and stuff like that. Your Aatrox is resetting. Your Xin Zhao is moving. An important thing to know is tempo. You hear a lot of people like talk about like, oh yeah, we don't have to, this team has the tempo, this team has the tempo. Tempo ebbs and flows, right? Like when you make a tempo play, eventually the tempo is going to move towards the other team. So you guys just had a big tempo play. You no longer have tempo because they respawned. They have higher health bars. It is now their turn with tempo. You guys have to reset. You can't stay. If you stay off tempo, you die, which is what happens. And you burn flash, and you lose the bot lane. Oh, that's good. You got to stop. You get killing here. That's not bad. I swear, if you guys throw this game on, I mean, it's a close game. I mean, I've called out mistakes, but so far this game is very close. I don't love, man. Why didn't nobody protect this mid lane? I think if you can keep this thing alive, I think it's so good. I think you guys committed a little too hard for this red buff to give up for tier, even though it's a tier 1, like tier 1 at the end of the day, it's just a tier 1. But tier 1 mid lane gives you so much priority on the map. If it's tier 1 top or tier 1 bot, I literally do not care about those turrets. Tier 1 mid is, the longer you can keep it up, the longer priority it gives you on the map. It's so nice. So I think you guys committing to the red buff and allowing them to take this for nothing is a little unlucky. I do think part of it is because you guys died for no reason by just staying on the map too long. See, that's what I mean. Like, if this turret isn't there, like, Orianna isn't just chunked it all hell. Although it's not bad so far. So Orianna needs to reset and TP. You guys can't take a fight. You need Orianna to reset first. Okay. Now she can TP in. Good. Okay, this is fine so far. I don't think this is legal. I don't think this is legal. You can't do Otacon in front of people like this. 4v5, it doesn't matter. The buff shreds too much. Like, does it show me? Dang, it doesn't show? Oh, wait. I thought it would show me what you guys' debuffs were. Yeah, this thing is, treat it like Baron. You can't do it with in front of people like this. It's super illegal. Especially with this. They have Taric. They just go in. They should steal it. Yeah, you guys threw the game off this. There's just no reason to go for that in front of people. Treat it like Baron. Treat it like we take this if they make an improper map movement, or we kill 4 of them and they can't contest it, or 3 of them, or whatever. Like, you have a significant number advantage. Having one person while they have all ultimates up and their most fed people are still alive, probably not the time to start Otacon. Yeah, you guys just lose so much. I mean, that went from that one play. It's a 400 gold lead for them. Super close. This game is in the balance right now. They now get Otacon. They get multiple kills. And that went from a gold lead of 400 to, let's see when the play's over. So they have tempo right now because you guys are all dead. They get to clear out your jungle. They get a reset now. Yeah. That went from you guys being down 400 to being down 3k because you guys did Otacon in a completely inappropriate time. Also, just running into a Caitlyn. Seems a little troll. Just before Drake spawns too. And you guys are getting chunked really bad. I mean, this is where the range advantage. You guys are just getting chunked before every play, it feels like. This setup's really bad. Why is Aatrox there and Orianna top when Orianna doesn't have TP and Aatrox does? You guys can't take this Drake or they kill you. Ooh. Also, Orianna just can't match Mbessa at this point. 2 items. That's where she starts to spike. Yeah, you just die. Yeah, so I mean, I think you guys played really well, and then now you're not playing well. Like you guys threw on Otacon. I don't know if it's still like lane assignments were really bad there. Why is Orianna top with no TP matching an Mbessa and Aatrox is mid with TP? You give over the Drake. That sucks. Yeah, let's get a kill. That's not bad. So I'll say I don't love the Kai'Sa pick early. The Kai'Sa pick has been played fairly well. I think there's been mistakes as a team, but the pick looks really good. Totally honest. Like I said, I didn't love it. Totally looks good. Around 4K, 3.5K. You just back it out. Again, lane assignments. This is like a really... If you have TP, you guys need to be talking about what objectives are spawning and what side of the map a person wants to be on and who wants to match whom. In this case, Orianna cannot match an Mbessa. Aatrox really doesn't want to have to match an Azir. Probably doesn't want to match Mbessa, but can match the Mbessa at this point. So you guys should know, okay, Baron is spawning in the next minute. We need a reset. Orianna needs to be top, and Aatrox needs to be bot lane. I just don't know why you guys are taking this fight. Mbessa just killed your Orianna, who does have TP up, but she's dead for 40 seconds. Aatrox just used R. You guys shouldn't take this fight. Like, you guys are... This can be a 4v5 at any point because they can just TP in. You should know that. Super through. You guys played, I think you guys, like, there was mistakes and I called it the mistakes. I think you played the first 20-ish minutes, 19 minutes really well, and you've played the last 7 minutes extremely poorly. She's just so far ahead. She's level 18. Man. This isn't your jungle anymore. You guys aren't allowed to be in here. Game's over. Yeah, I mean, considering how the game went, you guys played the comp fairly well, but then once they got a lead, they did what their comp does against you guys, and you guys just can't play against them. They should have been doing that from the beginning, but you guys threw on multiple objectives. You threw on the Drake, so you had that one Drake play that was horrendous in the early game. You threw on the Otacon, then you fought on Baron after your Orianna died without who didn't have their TP up yet, and Aatrox did and was topside, even though Baron was just spawning. You overstayed on a tempo play, so it's just like you guys made like these like minor mistakes, like little things like that. Drake died. I thought it wasn't as little, but you made these mistakes in the early game, and then just like in the last like 8 minutes just compounded your mistakes over and over and over again and just like committed to every bad play you could. Can't walk in here, it's not allowed. You have vision on the Drake. Why are you guys walking in? You literally can see it. You know they're not. You know that they're in here somewhere. They have not started the Drake. You have vision of it. Why are you guys walking in? Through a choke. You guys can't play in chokes. Avoid playing in chokes. Walk the lane out. Come down. If you see them start it, you can go the faster route. If they haven't started it, you go the longer route. You have vision. You don't need to force into it. Like, you know, like, yeah. Like, it should be you go through mid. You guys have to avoid playing in chokes. Their composition, especially because it outranges you, absolutely just devastates you guys in choke points. Alright, that one's over. Let's get to the next one. Which one is game 2? Game 2 is Forest game. All right, we're loading in